What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy, Octagon Jordan. We are here to give you an early look and preview into one of the biggest matchups of 2025 that the UFC could make. Dricus du Plessis against Khamzat Chimaev. Top 3 fight that UFC could put on right now, and Octagon Jordan is about to break down the entire matchup right here, right now, for you fucks. What a fucking scrap this is. What a scrap. Both guys are absolute warriors, beasts, well-rounded, impossible to finish. Khamzat Chimaev is undefeated. Dricus du Plessis has losses 7-8 years ago in KSW, down a weight class at 170 welterweight when he was drained, when he was, skinny, not in the correct weight class. And he is undefeated in the UFC and the current UFC middleweight champion, Dricus du Plessis. Khamzat Chimaev has been the prospect on the rise that every single UFC fan has already pinpointed as a future champion. We've been hearing the Khamzat Chimaev future champion bullshit since he debuted in 2020. What the fuck? Khamzat Chimaev is finally seeming like he's getting everything together. His health is in order. His immune system finally isn't shitting the bed. We got Dana White's best friend, Donald Trump, back in office, which is mighty helpful getting old Khamzat in the USA. Okay? Getting old Chimaev, gourmet Chen hat in the U.S. Dana can just send a text, request a little bit of favor. He's got the government on his side. So I'm predicting we can get Khamzat Chimaev in the USA in 2025. But how do these guys match up? Holy shit. Wow, what a rabbit hole to break down this fucking potential matchup. Good Lord. These guys have been circling each other for some time now. Khamzat Chimaev, right after Dricus du Plessis absolutely destroyed, dominated, and emasculated Sean the Cuck Strickland, Cuckland, as I like to call him. So everybody in my comments for my Dricus du Plessis, Sean Strickland 2 prediction videos that were talking shit, go fuck yourself. How you like that? How you like them apples, yeah? How you like them fucking apples? Woo! Khamzat Chimaev is on the prowl, and he's ready to hunt. He's hungry, and he is coming for the top spot. Fuck Sean Strickland. Go fight Israel Adesanya. Fight night main event. You suck. Your coach fired you. Eric Nixick is fucking embarrassed of you. Publicly vented on Ariel Helwani's show about how much of a fucking cuck you are and how much you suck at fucking delivering for the fans. Here's the thing, guys. I'm going to go to war tomorrow night. I'm going to bleed for you guys. Just kidding. I'm going to Floyd Mayweather teep and jab and act defensive. I get it. Fighters have to be defensive. They don't want brain damage. It's about hitting and not getting hit. But don't say that you're going to deliver a war. Don't say that you're going to go out on your shield. You're going to swing for the fences. You're going to do anything in your power to win. You don't give a fuck about the consequences. You're a gladiator. You're going to war tomorrow night. Because you don't go to war. Okay? You don't go to war. It's the old bait and switch. You know who does go to war? Dricus du Plessis. You know who else goes to war? Khamzat Chimaev, if he has to go to war, a.k.a. the Gilbert Burns fight. Most of the time, Khamzat doesn't even need to pull that fucking card because he stops everybody in the first round. Anyway, back to the matchup. These guys have been circling one another for some time now. Here's Dricus right after his dominant performance over Sean Strickland, calling out Khamzat Chimaev, saying he's going to out-wrestle him, out-grapple him, beat him everywhere, beat him at his own game, submit him. And he's been calling out Khamzat Chimaev for months. He wanted the Chimaev fight before the stupid Strickland rematch. Everyone's like, oh, that first Strickland fight was so close. That's unfinished business. I mean, the story's still open. The book's not closed. The book's not done. We need an ending. We need a conclusion. Well, here you go. Here's your fucking conclusion. It says Sean Strickland sucks. His coach fired him. He's a fucking cuck. Dricus is way better than him. And we're finally going to get the matchup we all deserve. Dricus versus Khamzat Chimaev, which we should have already got. Dricus has been calling him out for months. Khamzat Chimaev. Before the Strickland matchup. Before the fucking Strickland matchup. Look at this. Right here, 3 months ago. TMZ. Khamzat deserves the title shot over Sean Strickland. Yeah, no shit. You think Khamzat would have done that? Just disingenuous, just unimpressive, lackluster, lazy performance in Australia with no highlights and sleepwalking out there, uninspired, like Coach Nixick said. You think Khamzat would have put that performance on? Come on, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? He's been calling out Khamzat forever, saying he's going to out-wrestle Khamzat. Let's hear from the man
Need a
himself, the
confidence
champ
boost
himself.
when filing
Sean
your own
Strickland's
taxes?
dad.
Add a tax pro review when you file on.
Sean Strickland's dad, Dricus du Plessis. Let's hear from him.
Possible fight against you and Khamzat would also be pretty massive at this point. So if
Yeah, sip your brew, baby. Sip the fucking brew. Victory, and it tastes so sweet. What a complete giga chad here. This guy's a fucking boss. I just took down Cuckland for the second time. Undeserving contender in Australia. Go fuck yourself. I'm going to get fucking drunk as hell. Where's more beers? I need my fucking brews.
If it were up to you and he came to
No, Khamzat's first.
Khamzat's first?
Khamzat's first. No, I wish him, I said, please beat Uncle Live. No hate against Uncle Live. I just want to beat Alex Pereira. It's nothing personal against Uncle Live. It was just Pereira. He's such a...
Dricus wants the biggest challenges. And he's taking one out of Sugar Sean's book. When Sugar Sean was talking up Aljo. Aljo's the best bantamweight of all time. He's the greatest of all time. So what'd Sugar Sean do? He went out there and he KO'd Aljo. So he talked up his opponent. So when he gets a dominant, devastating victory, it looks amazing. You don't talk down your opponent, Leon Edwards. Oh, Bilal. Just fucking Bilal. Bilal Muhammad blows. Bilal Muhammad sucks. And then you get fucking 50-45 and dominated. You got to say your opponent's great. They're one of the best contenders. They're the boogeyman. They're one of the greatest. They're so scary. So when you dominate them or KO them, it looks amazeballs. Dricus has the fucking blueprint.
A legend in the sport to me already that it would be amazing to beat him for my legacy. I want to be the greatest to ever do this. But Khamzat's next. Khamzat is next. I want to make
Look at that smile.
sure that this belt, the middleweight.
He was smiling. He was happy as can be. Khamzat's next. Khamzat's next. The former welterweight. The former welterweight that had big time trouble with Gilbert Burns, the former lightweight. I think Dricus knows something that we don't know. I'm just saying.
Title, that there's no question that I'm the GOAT of the middleweight division. And I know that, you have Anderson Silva. In my mind, he is the GOAT of this division. And you have undefeated, and who have you fought? Rushing that my next fight is Alex Pereira. No. I want the Khamzat next. I think he deserves a high.
These are the fucking champions we need, okay? Ilya Topuria, Ilio Tapadorio. Fight the people in your fucking weight class. Claim GOAT status. Claim title defense records. Try to chase the Anderson Silvas, the GSPs, the Habibs, the John Joneses of the world. And then move up when there's nothing left. When there's nothing left, like Alex Volkanovski did. Topuria, you fucking little bitch. Defend against Evloev. Defend against Lopez. Do the rematch with Volk, and then maybe you can look at a fucking Islam Makhachev, an Arman Sarukian. All right? Look at that smile. Dricus knows, man. He knows something that we don't know. I'm telling y'all. He's bigger than Khamzat. He's bigger than Khamzat. Khamzat's not going to bully Dricus. Dricus doesn't let people bully him. If Kamaru Usman, stepping up on 6 days' notice, up a weight class, isn't getting submitted, isn't getting KO'd, and is very, very highly competitive, arguably got a draw against Khamzat Chimaev, full camp Khamzat, what do you think Dricus du Plessis in his prime, a true 185er, in his prime, defending champion, how do you think he's going to fare? I mean, come on. I know a lot of people are just Khamzat. I'm definitely Khamzat. Guys, styles make fights. Khamzat's up a weight class. He was a 170er.
Fighting.
So I'm sure he's watching this. He's already been tweeting at you a lot after this fight. I doubt you've seen it, but
No, I've seen.
Tweeting at me. I can't wait to make fun of the city at the press conference. That's what he's thinking right now. Kadir off. You're a fucking clown ass. Can't get into the country. He had a war with Gilbert Burns. You pulled out against Nate Diaz. You missed weight. I can already see his fucking gears turning.
yeah. So
Yeah, you can see he really tweeted. Usually when it makes sense, it's his agent. When it doesn't make sense, he actually tweeted it.
So do you have a message? I'm sure he's watching. Do you have a message for him?
No. Stay out of the cold.
As you said, so
Stay out of the fucking cold. Let's look at Khamzat Chimaev's record real quick. All right, so I know everyone is on the Khamzat train, and I haven't given my official early prediction. I could still switch it, once we get to this, once this matchup's booked. We see how each guy looks. We see, the health of either man. We see where it's located, all that type of stuff, I don't want to give too much away, all that type of stuff. But yeah, Khamzat Gorhanov, a.k.a. Khamzat Chimaev, is 14-0, okay? He's 14-0. Here's his record right here. He last beat Robert Whittaker in the first round by submission. That was in October of 2024. A truly amazing victory. However, Dricus du Plessis has a stoppage win over Robert Whittaker in the second round. Also manhandled Robert Whittaker. Threw him on his bitch ass. Judo throwed him threw him across the fucking octagon like a little fucking tic-tac. Body shot at his fucking ribs and TKO'd him up against the fence and made him quit. Arguably more impressive because Rob Whittaker did say that his bottom teeth, his jaw, all his teeth are kind of mangled and fucked up. Obviously, the face crank had a lot of pressure, had a lot of strength from Khamzat Chimaev. But typically, we're not seeing face cranks win fights. A lot of these fighters are strong. They're beasts. They weight lift. They're very muscular. And we're not really seeing too many face cranks. So I think Rob Whittaker's loose, bullshit-ass teeth had something to do with that. Not taking anything away from Khamzat. Still had to get the position. Still had to have the strength. Still had to have the technique to get it. However, Dricus du Plessis' win, making him quit, is almost just as impressive, if not more impressive. Kamaru Usman. Usman takes this up a weight class on short notice, out of his prime at age 37 or 38, whatever the fuck. And he barely squeaks by with a majority decision. It was a majority because one judge had it a draw. One judge had it a fucking draw. Okay? Not a great look. Dricus du Plessis would destroy Kamaru Usman at 185. Kill him. Kevin Holland. First round Darce choke. Okay. Reiner de Ritter just beat Kevin Holland in the first round. Kevin Holland loses every fucking fight. He sucks. Roman Dolidze just beat Kevin Holland. I think Dricus du Plessis would kill Kevin Holland in 1 minute. Gilbert Burns, fight of the year. Fight of the year at UFC 273. 273, April 9th, 2022. This fight was fucking amazing. I've rewatched this fight 30, 40, 50 fucking times. Amazing fight. A complete war. Khamzat Chimaev got fucked up in this fight. Bloodied, concussed, dropped. Everything that could fucking physically happen to Khamzat, it did happen. He squeaked by with a victory. I thought Gilbert Burns took the third round on damage. More impactful strikes. More visual appeal. Aesthetically more pleasing than Khamzat Chimaev's pitter-patter shots in the third round. I arguably gave that to Gilbert Burns, but either way, crazy war. And then before that, you got Li Jingliang, Gerald Meerschaert, Reese McKee, all these fuckers, So, yeah, he's 14-0. He's still mildly inexperienced. He's been to a war with Gilbert Burns, a former 155er. He went to a majority decision, one judge giving it a draw against a 170er up a weight class on a full camp when Kamaru Usman took it short notice. Robert Whittaker, face crank, very impressive, but again, how often are you going to get a face crank where the guy's teeth are loose and they crack off into his mouth? I mean, a lot of these guys are strong. We've seen a million face cranks. That doesn't really happen. So, yeah, he's inexperienced, though. He hasn't fought in a championship fight. He hasn't. And he hasn't fought outside of Abu Dhabi in a couple years. Who knows if he goes on the road, if he's in enemy territory, if he has to cut weight in the USA and fly and this and that. Is his immune system going to hold up? Then we got Dricus du Plessis. Guy's a fucking stud. Only 1 year older, or no, not even 1 year older. 5 months older than Khamzat Chimaev. These guys are basically the same age. Dricus is 23-2. His only 2 losses coming when he was super, super young. Roberto Soldic, different weight class, 170, the incorrect weight class for TDP many years ago. Before that, 2014 when he was like 18 years old or some bullshit. So his only real loss is right here to Roberto Soldic. Again, this was at 170. Yeah, 170 pounds. Dricus doesn't fight at 170. Dricus is a fucking tank, a fucking brick shithouse. He should never be fighting at 170. Then he beats the shit out of this guy. Marcus Perez, get fucked. Trevin Giles, you're fucked. Brad Tavares, beast. Darren Till, chokes Darren Till out and stops Darren Till when Darren Till was trying to make a comeback in the UFC and actually had some juice and was actually in shape. Derek Brunson, when he was on a win streak, Derek Brunson was trying to make one last run at the title. Guess what? Get fucked, bitch. Your corner's going to throw in the towel. Your corner is going to throw in the towel. The last MMA fight that we've seen a combatant, a competitor, corner throw in a towel in the UFC, in MMA. We've seen it in boxing. The last UFC fight that we've seen a cornerman throw in a towel was Dricus du Plessis against Derek Brunson. Robert Whittaker, power jab to punches, made him quit in there. Didn't rely on loose teeth. Sean Strickland. I thought he beat Sean Strickland pretty easily in the first fight. Had bigger power shots. Simple, very simple. More takedowns, more control time. Mixed it up better. Israel Adesanya stopped him. Stopped Izzy. Does Khamzat Chimaev have a win like Izzy? I know he's got Kamaru Usman, but that was upper weight class short notice. I know he's got Rob Whittaker, but Whittaker, he wasn't the champion at the time. He had a couple losses. Teeth were all fucked up. Israel Adesanya by 4th round rear naked choke, and Sean Strickland by dominant, devastating, incredible performance decision. Made Strickland's coach fire Strickland the next day on Ariel Helwani's show. Nixick said, I'm good. Fuck you, Sean Strickland. If you're not going to actually fight, I don't want to fly to Australia. I don't need your 10%. Go fuck yourself. You're a fucking weirdo. So how does this fight go? What is my early prediction for this fight? Well, we know that Khamzat Chimaev comes out of the gates like a fucking wrecking ball, a bat out of hell, a cannonball, a firestorm. We know that. We've seen him go 3 rounds against Gilbert Burns, Kamaru Usman, I think, pre-UFC. Gas tank's a little questionable. Not that he completely gasses out like in a Boost Magomedov Sean Strickland situation, but where's the danger with Khamzat? It's the aggressiveness, the explosiveness, the Jarrett Mearshart 10-second KO, the submissions in the first round, the Robert Whittaker, the Kevin Holland submissions. His pressure, his pace, his explosiveness, his strength in the first round just overpowers and outwills his competition. You're not going to do that to Dricus. Look at the size of Dricus. I know I keep calling him Dricus. What? I can't get it fucking right. Whatever. Look at the size of Dricus. I mean, he is a fucking tank. He's bigger than Khamzat Chimaev. Way fucking bigger. More jacked. Stronger. I bet he could beat him in an arm wrestling contest. I bet he could beat him in a lifting competition. Bench press. Anything. I bet Dricus could beat Khamzat Chimaev. Dricus is well-rounded. He's good on the floor. He has a bunch of submission victories. Rear naked choked Israel Adesanya. Rear naked choked Darren Till. Took down Derek Brunson, a wrestler. Threw Robert Whittaker with a judo throw halfway across the fucking octagon. Who's got more power? Dricus. In my opinion, as far as as long as the fight goes, I think Dricus. Dricus doesn't get tired. Dricus doesn't come out like a cannonball, bat out of hell. Dricus doesn't need those explosive, crazy moments. He can KO you being methodical, being, calm, being patient in there, and just find the shot, or give you some of that crazy winging bullshit. Run in with his head down, wing over the top. What are you going to do, take him down? Dricus is too strong. He'll reverse you, butterfly sweep, get on top, ground and pound, hold you up against the fucking fence. Khamzat Chimaev, he's got decent striking. He knocked out Gerald Meerschaert. He jabbed Gilbert Burns' fucking head off. In the second and third rounds against Kamaru Usman, Khamzat didn't really show me much. He didn't show me much striking. That's the last time we've seen Khamzat have to strike his opponent was against Kamaru Usman in round 2 and round 3. He didn't have to strike with Robert Whittaker. He didn't have to strike with Usman in the first round. He didn't have to strike with Kevin Holland. Rounds 2 and 3 against Kamaru Usman was the last time we had to see Khamzat Chimaev strike, and he arguably lost both rounds. He landed no doubt. Even if you think he won the third round on volume, Usman won the second round. Khamzat might have won the third round on volume. But either way, he didn't land any devastating shots against Kamaru Usman in the second or third round after blowing his load in the first round. Didn't even come close to hurting him. Didn't hit him with a jab. Didn't hit him with an overhand. Didn't hit him with a cross, uppercut, anything. Nothing. High kick. Nothing. He barely hurt Gilbert Burns. Yeah, he hit Gilbert Burns with a jab and then elbowed him ground and pound. Other than that, in the third round, Gilbert Burns is the one doing the fucking big swings, backing up Khamzat. Oh, Khamzat, yeah, he was landing more volume. I don't think he's that devastating of a striker. I think this is a great matchup for DDP. I think his strength, his cardio, his well-roundedness, his ability on the floor, on the ground, his ability to do jiu-jitsu, like I said, his strength, his cardio, his striking ability, his knockout ability. I think DDP, my early prediction, DDP takes this one by fourth round TKO. Yeah, that's how I see the fight going. I don't think Khamzat's pressure is going to be too much. If it wasn't too much for Kamaru Usman, upper weight class, if it wasn't too much for Gilbert Burns, if Rob Whittaker was a little bit stronger, a little bit bigger, I don't see Dricus making that same mistake. I just don't. I don't see Dricus tap into a face crank. Do you? Because I don't. I don't fucking see that. Maybe you do. I don't. I don't see Dricus tapping to a first-round Darce choke like Kevin Holland. I don't. I don't see it. I think Khamzat Chimaev might be able to outpoint Dricus if his cardio's up to par. Maybe gets the back in the first round, outstrikes him, kind of Sean Strickland-like in the second round, then gets his back again fifth round and wins 3-2. I don't see him KOing Dricus. I don't think that's a option. Khamzat Chimaev by KO. Don't see that. Could he find a submission? Sure, he could find a submission. I just think Dricus is way too big, way too strong, fucking huge neck, just so well-rounded. And I think this is Dricus' time to rule the division. I think Dricus is going to beat Khamzat. I think it's going to be a great fight. Khamzat Chimaev is a stud. I don't think it's kind of an Umar Nurmagomedov, Merab Dvalishvili kind of situation. I don't think anybody in the division is going to beat Khamzat Chimaev outside of the champion. Same with Umar Nurmagomedov. I don't think Petr Yan's going to beat Umar Nurmagomedov. I don't think Sugar Sean's going to beat Umar. I don't think Corey Sandhagen's going to beat Umar. I don't think Cejudo's going to beat Umar. Maybe Vinicius Oliveira, but I think it's the same with Khamzat Chimaev here. I think he's biting off more than he can chew. I think this will be by far and away his most difficult fight. This will be the strongest guy he's fought, the most well-rounded guy he's fought, and the most confident guy he's fought. Early prediction, J prediction, Dricus fourth round, TKO over Khamzat Chimaev. Thank you for tuning in. Cheers. Have a great weekend, everybody. Jared Cannonier, Gregory Rodriguez. I'll be live streaming. Tune in, turn up, and let's make some fucking cash. Woo! I'm out.